Let's get the reaction now from the Jacob Zuma Foundation. Speak to its spokesperson, Mzwanele Manyi. A very good afternoon to you, sir. Welcome to Daytime Update. So Judge Piet Koen says he is considering stepping away from this trial. Would that be the battle half won for you?
Hi, viewers. Indeed, we think this is good progress. This deals a very severe blow to the ill-fated attempt of a Downer to proceed with the trial despite the prevailing circumstances. Advocate Downer must be the only person in this country that doesn't know that His Excellency President Zuma has already submitted an appeal to the Supreme Court, in fact, on invitation, so to speak, of the Constitutional Court, as it were. Now, for Downer to go to Pietermaritzburg Court and pretend that none of that has happened is really bizarre. I don't know what is pushing all his desperation. And also, actually, it is Advocate Downer that has put the judge in such an invidious position. Why would Downer insist that the judge must just ignore that there's a constitutional court process underway and just say, no, let's just proceed on the 7th of November. It's business as usual. I mean, really, it's very disappointing that such a thing has happened. In fact, Downer himself should have known that he is accused, number one, in a very serious criminal case which carries a 15-year sentence. In fact, for an advocate to ignore that talks to the ethics or lack of ethics of an officer of the court. The foundation will be taking advice whether this is a matter that we should actually be taking to the Legal Practice Council. It cannot be that you have an advocate that is implicated in such a serious thing and they just pretend as if it's business as usual. This actually goes to the core of undermining even the whole criminal justice system.
However, though, the judge's recusal possibly would not automatically mean that Billy Downer would stop being the lead prosecutor in this matter. So whether the judge, Piet Koen, stays or goes, that's not guaranteed that it would get you the removal of Billy Downer.
Look, if the interests of justice are to be served, it cannot be that in South Africa or anywhere in the world, a person accused in a criminal case that carries such a heavy sentence to show the seriousness of such a case, if a person like that is allowed to prosecute without fear or favor, as it were, it cannot be. I mean, you don't have to be a lawyer to see that this thing is messy. Downer is accused number one yesterday. Today they accused number one. Despite matters pending on him to clear his name, he wants to just pretend as if nothing has happened. It cannot be. Justice must not only be done, but must be seen to be done. There's no justice that will be seen to be done in a situation where an accused in a criminal case is now pretending to be a clean prosecutor. No, cannot be allowed.
The point I'm making, though, is that you've been very clear as the foundation, and as you rightfully say, you're still fighting this out in a separate court matter to try and have Advocate Downer removed. What I'm trying to get to you, or get from you, is how the removal of Judge Piet Koen would be beneficial to the corruption trial process. What has he done that would compromise him?
No, I think Justice Koen, in this case, he has acted on his own conscience. His Excellency President Zuma did not say one word to request his recusal. This is out of his own judicial consciousness. He has made a call on his own that given the situation, given his pronouncement and all that has happened, he no longer feels that he can be seen to be an unaffected party in this matter. It is out of his own initiative that this has happened. So no impression must be created here that his recusal has been requested by President Zuma. We are responding, or His Excellency President Zuma will be responding to the request of the judge. It is the conscience of the judge that has pushed him to do this. And we actually applaud him for this. We think
you agree?
His conscience is well-informed.
You applaud him, yes, for his well-informed conscience. So when you make the submissions, or when the legal team of the former president makes its submissions, will that be a submission in support of his recusal?
There is no way that His Excellency President Zuma can disagree with the conscience of a person. A conscience of a person is your own conscience. If you say my conscience does not allow me to proceed, I'm not sure why would President Zuma have a contract review and say, no, I think your conscience is wrong and all of that. I think most likely President Zuma is going to move along with the conscience of the judge. This is the judge must feel confident that his activity in this whole matter advances the interests of justice. Now, if it's a judge himself that says my presence might interfere with the interests of justice, who are we to stand in his way?
Could it not be argued, though, that if both sides say former President Zuma and indeed the prosecutors and the legal team for Thales, for instance, let's say, if all three of you say you feel that Judge Piet Koen is still fit and proper to run this trial, then he'd have to go on that. That's why he would have asked for submissions instead of announcing an actual recusal today.
No, this is not a legal matter. This is a conscious issue. This is a conscience issue. It's not a legal matter. That line that you are taking is if there was a dispute on a legal point. This is not a legal issue. This is a conscience issue. Judge Koen looked deep in his soul, and he has found that he himself cannot proceed given the prevailing circumstances, given his pronouncement. You must remember, he pronounced on all the 14 points as it were. So he's got a view on the matter. So for him to be judging, he does not want to do a Zondo. A Zondo who's got a view on an issue and pretends as if he's got no view and wants to make his own judgment in his favor to support his view. So he's actually saying he's not taking the Zondo line. He's taking the correct judicial line of saying, my conscience does not allow me to proceed, and I can't see President Zuma standing in his way.
Well, he didn't, to be fair, he didn't say he wants to leave. He said it's something that he's thinking about. And I know you said it's not a legal issue, but we could go back and forth about that because it's a feeling within a legal issue that where he said he doesn't want to taint the process, which in itself is legal. But let's move beyond that because I wanted to find out about the presser that you were due to host today to be addressed by former President Jacob Zuma, now postponed to Friday. What's the reason for the delay?
I think on Friday, when it eventually takes off, that will be explained.
So you're not going to give us just an idea?
No, sorry, our apologies. Unable to do that. But on Friday, we'll be able to deal with the matter.
Mzwanele Manyi, we'll see you on Friday then. Thank you very much for that.